Hello, my name's James Marshall, and in this section we're looking at the adaptable body. We're going to build on what we did in the strong body, and we're going to put your athletes and your players into more different positions and combinations of positions that make their mind and their body have to solve problems. We give them these little puzzles and movement puzzles so that they have to start thinking for themselves, and then the body has to become adaptable. And when we have players doing sports where the opposition make their own decisions, the ball bounces in funny ways, our bodies have to be able to react, and also our minds. So this will liven up your training, and you can intersperse this with your technical and tactical drills, or you can put it in as part of the warm-up. So here we start using combinations of movements, and you can just take the hands off the rein a little bit and start allowing your players to develop their exploration and discovery skills. It should be fun, and they should be suitably challenged. The progressions start quite simply and then build up. But once we've shown you the ideas, you can then develop them as much or as little as you can, and your athletes can literally run with it. Thanks for watching.
We're going to work on something different now. We're going to work on arcs and moving and twisting. So an arc is not like Ark of the Covenant, it's half a circle. So, watch my feet. Making an arc shape, like that. Sorry if that's patronising telling you what an arc is, but just so we're all clear. So, just start by making an arc like that. I've got nice lines to work from. Okay, now I'm going to try and go a bit longer. Notice I stopped a bit there. Notice what happens to the supporting leg. Make sure that when you're twisting, you can twist on the ball of your foot here. So what you don't want to do is try an arc and this gets stuck. Okay, so the surface that you're on now should be comfortable, but you could do that if you get caught in a row. Okay, so you do a few each side, as you get wider. Now I'm going to go 180 degrees. So I arc into the movement, arc back out on the other side. If you're limited for space, you can just shuffle down. Okay, oh, I did a different one there, sorry. So I'm going this way and around, this way and around. Okay, so I'm making those arcs here. Now you can add, go for a bit of distance. So I'm going to try and cover as much distance as possible. Big arc, and another arc. Big arc, and another. Notice I came off the floor slightly. More. For short space, you can think about going height. So a little bit higher. So I'm just going to go here. Okay, so I'm just going a bit higher, but my legs are making an arc shape. Okay, you can go really low if you want. And this becomes a leg strength exercise. And I'm just pivoting around on the ball of that foot there. Okay, that's a good hip strengthening exercise. Right, so let's see what Chris is going to do. So remember, try and just start making a semicircle. Good. And each time now, try and make the semicircle bigger. Like I said before, we've got these nice squares. It's sometimes useful to have a target. I sometimes put chalk down on the floor or a pen. You can put a pen and just try and move the pen further away from you. Do that side. Yeah, okay, good, all right. And then the next one is when you go round and then a behind rotation. Or just try a behind rotation like that. Good, yeah. You see, balance, losing balance is a natural thing, so you just get used to it. You've gone super wide early. So, the closer your feet are to your hips, the easier the balance. Chris went super wide and lost the balance. Start small, get bigger. Yeah. Good. Alright, so now with your left foot, or whichever foot you go front arc followed by back arc. Go that way, please. Yeah. Yes. No need to rush. The speed is fine. So that speed is fine. Good. Okay, right, so we're spinning really, Chris is spinning really fast, that last bit round, and it's swinging off. So try and stay and land on the line, okay? You're fine, okay. Now try and make the arc bigger. Okay, in one continuous movement. That's it, yeah. And come this way, yeah. Good, good, okay. And now try and see if you can get off the floor slightly in the middle. Good. Much better. That's it. And one more time. Yeah, and then the other one. Yeah, so that last one height, and then just try, rather than covering distance, try and go up higher. Yeah, and one more. Yeah, and again. Good. Okay. Okay. So we've warmed up your legs. You're going twisty. Now we're going to get your hands going. So the same idea. I'm making the hands in an arc in front of me. You can go up and over. You go low. You go high to low. Oh, that's nice. And the other side. Notice as I'm bending, I'm trying to get my legs working as well at the same time. You can do it with straight legs. I'll demonstrate from the side. But it's a bit stiff and robotic and you're trying to get the stretch in the hamstrings there. So do it with more legs bending naturally. So. And what I'm trying to do is make the arc as big as possible. And you can see, by trying to reach up, if you look at the bottom foot there, it naturally just comes. So don't try and keep your feet stuck. And do that. It's a bit stiff. No. So up, down, round. Okay, get your arms going. Okay, so the next bit is the arm twisting. So you're going to reach, I've got my back to you, so reach, hold it, and then just feel, go side here. No movement, no leg movement, that's it. So while you go behind, try to go to the side. That's it, so reach towards where I am. That's it, and then go to the other side, yeah. Yeah, and again. So Chris's shoulders are up like this, so just try now sweeping these ways as well, up and down like that, yeah. Yeah, and down. Oh, I heard something click. Something click? The floor, was it? Okay, yeah, okay, so then just, so you're going up and down, then try and change. Try and find some different ways of doing the arcs as well. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Good. Okay, just hold it there. So just think, what you're doing, rather than me say do one of these and one of these, is you're experimenting with how your body feels at the different positions. So you can arc, remember you can arc from here, 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 here. Or any combination of those. So it's not just 1, 2. So you just try maybe even belly button, or behind there. There we go, that's one for me. So you just try a couple of different ones. try not to loop now. Try and finish one way and then come back the other way. Don't loop. That's it. Looping is different, yeah? That's it. Good. That's it. Okay, good. And pause there. Then you add it with your legs. If I try and twist as much as possible, I'll arc behind me now. There you go. I'll have it with my back. Reaching that way and reaching that way. And you'll get to a point where you stick. So you create tension, then you can come back the other way. So get tension, come back the other way. And what happens then, I'll reach this side, sit. And if you notice, I'll do that again. What my feet did was the arc we practiced earlier. So putting it together now. Over, round. Now, a couple of tips, apart from getting dizzy. So again, be careful of your China figurines and things around the house. Get the tension here, so you're winding yourself up, twisting yourself up, pause, then go. The quicker your hands move, the quicker your legs move. Pick yourself up from the furniture that you've probably just fallen over now, so be careful about that. And then the other way. You see then my arm's finished. If you have a short space, you put your hands up. Twist. And by moving my hands from low to high, my legs come from low to high as well, or my hips. And I'm landing one foot at a time. That's arcs. Okay, so now we're going to put hands and feet together. And what we're trying to do is get the spine moving. So the thoracic spine is from here to here, and it's responsible for rotation. So when Chris puts his arms, if he does an arc, please, just do an arc. Okay, we're trying to get this part of the spine moving and come back there, and go back the other way. So just arc, and then keep going, yeah, so they can see you back, yeah, and then different shape, a bit lower. We're getting this big muscle working. So anytime you throw, or play golf, or skim something, or anything like that, you're using hands and shoulders together. You're just trying to get him a bit loosened up. And if you're like this, get your arms moving helps. Okay, thanks. Okay. So remember, start. Throw your arms and finish. Okay? Good. Okay, and then just think about, so that's good balance and control. And then as you're comfortable, just change the shape of your arc and see what happens to the jump.
Shorter and steeper, it ends up being faster and a smaller distance covered, but higher.
Yes, okay, and which do you prefer, going up and down or longer?
A bit of both.
Alright, okay, that's fine, okay. Right, now we'll try the arcs. Instead of hands free, we'll put hands on the floor. So remember the last lesson we put hands on the floor. So you're now going to place a hand to the side, arc round, arc round. Hands to the side, round, round. I'll do one to the side so you can see. See, my hands are in contact with the floor and I'm just resting a bit, still trying to make the sweep with the legs. You can do them. Oh, I'm going out of camera shot. You can do them short. Here. But I find if I'm leaning here, there. Okay. So that's one. Just sweeping around. Just get used to that. hips might be a bit stiff, so shake off if you need to. Now I'm going to try and lift one foot up as I do it. I lifted both feet by mistake there, sorry. Alright, so I'm going to sweep round, lift this one up. Sweep the first, lift, round. This time I'll try and lift the first one and then sweep the second. Lift, sweep, lift, sweep. So I've got one foot doing a higher arc and the other one staying close to the ground. Just so you're comfortable to the ground. Do that again. Demonstrate it again, as you can see. As the now infamous Rolf Harris said, can you tell what it is yet? See if you can lift both feet up. See, I'm staying low to the ground and gradually lifting my feet up. That may be comfortable enough for you at the moment. Or you might want to lift your feet slightly higher each time. Start low though. Start low. Start really low. Start as low as I can. One hand down, then the other. 2 arcs. Oh, messy arcs. Can you tell what it is yet? So now if you have room and you're feeling confident, you can start thinking about going from, we work from the ground up, you can go from up to down. So if I start arcing here and put my hands down on the floor, arc down and up. Okay, so just try up. You might have to get lower with this leg. See which side is my better side. So that's quite controlled. The faster you throw your arms, the faster the legs are going to go up. So I'll try faster now. You see? Be careful with the furniture and only do that if you're really confident about doing that. Otherwise start from the ground up. And then other things you can do with these arcs are, I do a horizontal one, and again fast, I try and get my legs level with my hands. It's called a butterfly kick. I'm not so good at this. But I'm trying to get that first leg straight. So it's basically a cartwheel on its side. Okay? Be safe. So the thing about this arcs class, your legs are going around and you might start feeling things in the back of your legs. So you might want to get halfway through this class and stop. And some of you are going to say, yes, but James, what about stretching? Right, thank you. So, as you notice, we start off by warming up. We start with small movements and then get to bigger and bigger and bigger. And as you're getting warmer, your muscles get more pliable. You never see a rabbit doing this. If you do, please show it to me. So, but at the end of this, you might feel a bit stiff, so you might want to do something the next day. One of the best ways of stretching is to do things that we've done slowly. So the next day, you could do this or this. But the areas you've done on the back of your leg, you might want to just sit down, and if you get into these positions here, this is where your legs need to be, in the old man stretch. Here, just pushing through. And remember, we did the teddy bear rolls in class 1. You get into that position there, and you can just hold going to look at 3 movements: curl, stretch, twist. And every human movement, well done if you find an exception, will combine these 3 movements: curling, stretching and twisting. So we'll keep coming back to that. Let's get going. Start with standing and just think about, that's a curl, that's a stretch, that's a twist. Here I'm curling this arm and twisting my body, stretching that leg. Then try the other. So I'm going to stretch the arm, but bend these legs. You can go up. Obviously a stretch, but look what happens to my back. Stretch that way, and away. Twisting here. So that as your body is just, might be stiff to start off with, you can just thinking about these different combinations now. Even my arm's going to stretch, twist. Can I get under it? Stretch, twist, and curl. Can you see that? Stretch. I'm going to twist it the other way now. Stretch, twist the other way, and go there. Try that a couple of times each side. Staying with the warm-up, you can use a wall to fix one part of your body. So I'm going to fix my hand here, and then thinking about curling and twisting. Go into the movement, go out. Go into the movement, go out. Okay? You can even do it with a leg. So here it's curling. Can I turn around and stretch this leg? Or can I stretch this leg and curl forward? So this one's bent, straight, straight, bent, and twist. Oh, and balance. So now I'm just thinking about, can I curl? And I'm exploring these different ways of curling backwards. And you can see curling, straightening, twisting. Curling, straightening, twisting. Just think about that. And there's loads of different combinations you can do here. Just thinking about what your hands are doing or your feet are doing. So over the next couple of weeks after this one, just even changing where this goes up and down, you'll be able to find different ways of moving. Right, so here's Chris. I'm just going to coach him doing something. So Chris, keep one hand on the wall, and then just try and thinking about one arm stretching, the other arm curling, and then twisting your body as well. That's it. So you can go all the way around and under, and then come back. That's it. So Chris is quite good with the upper body. Got the arm. Now think about it. That's good. Try change hands. Yeah. And go. So just thinking about curling, twisting. So you've got one movement there. Think about any other ways. So he's coming away, that's good, twisting there. Okay. Now, keep both hands fit. I know, so you keep one hand fixed like you did, but try and think about what the other leg is doing. So you've got one leg bent, one leg straight. As you're doing the same things, that's right. There we go. You can move them. Both legs are bent there, both legs are curled. That's better, so you've got one leg straight. Good. There you go. And then come around the other way. Think about which leg is straight, which leg is twisted. That's it. Okay. Just make a point there. Sorry. So one thing about the knee we never want that twisting. The knee can only curl and straighten. We don't want the knee twisting because that's a no. Okay, that's not good. Okay, now try putting your hand lower down on the wall. Lower. That's it, so you might go over this now. Can you step over that hand? There we go. And now he's got to come out of that, that's it. Yeah, and then the other way, other hand. Or the other way, you're going over it, that's it, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, right, stop there. So you can have some fun just finding a way, and you'll find out, hold on, this side can do it, this side can't. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Today we're talking about space. Not the final frontier, but space around us. And there's two things we're going to work on. Our own personal space, how much space we've got around us, and the second thing is how we can move around space. Personal space, movement space. So we're looking at personal space. You should have enough room in your sitting room to do this, but when we go to the movement space, as the weather's getting a bit better now, a garden or your driveway, you might be able to do some of these movements in there as well. Okay? So, personal space. Starting off, feeling like one of those horrible mime artists, we're just going to see how much space you can occupy or stretch out. So one of the ones, imagine you're in a bubble with cling film in it and you have to try and push the cling film out to get some breathing room. I'm just in this squat on the balls of my feet, so a lot of you will be here, that's fine, but if you can do it from here as well, so as you can see from the side, I'm just trying to find a way of creating space around me. Arms only so far. As you can see, my personal force field of cling film has just moved around here, so I've got more space now, and I can start standing up. Same thing, pushing, trying to create my own space. So in your own personal space, you can have 2 feet fixed, like this, and make it a more an up and down movement and trying to explore. Or you can have 1 foot which works more on your balance. Obviously a lot harder balance wise. And then you can switch here. Now, you notice I was going left, right, mainly because I was naturally going, my balance was changing. If you do, say, 5 on your left leg, here, the left leg will get stronger, and then 5 on the right, but you can do alternate as well, both are equally fine. So when thinking about moving around in your personal space now, you can remember you can go forwards, sideways, up, down, and back. So now we haven't done many combinations of that, but still in our personal space now. Now you can think about maybe going forward personal space, down. Okay? You can go sideways, sideways, down. Still going easy now, but getting a little bit more adventurous. Go up and back. Remember we did this in class 3, going personal space, there. Lower body again now. Feel I've got a bit more room, but it's still quite this plane here. So now I've got to use my legs to create a bit more space. Out, behind, in front, Same the other side. So use my hands for balance. Go up, in front, sideways, behind. Now I've got more space. So here we have Chris, you're going to just try and explore your own personal space now, all right? As we are just doing that, our face exit. So start low, imagine you've got an invisible force field. How can you break out of that? Good. I know we used to do these in horrible drama lessons at school. Imagine you're a tree growing. You're a little shoot in the spring, Chris. You have to gradually burst out in the spring sunshine. That's it, there we go. There we go, all things like that. That's it, so that's it. Okay, so your feet fixed at the moment, so then you can use a foot to try and create more space. There we go. So still within your own base of support here. Good. Okay, and his feet are fixed on the floor at the moment, so now you can have one foot off the floor to try and use your feet to create more space. There we go, yeah. That's it. That's it. Very good, good. Forward and back as well, remember. There we go, yeah. Forwards, don't forward it. That's it. And then try and stretch back at the same time, so you go forward and back, so breaking as much, that's it, yeah. Okay. Then if you put one hand down on the floor, and one foot, and then one hand up, one leg up. Up in the air, straighten that leg if you can. And remember, we've done this as again another practice for cartwheel. You're getting ready to these shapes here. You're getting used to this cartwheel shape. Not like that. Okay? There we go. So, if you hold it there, Chris. So when you're exploring your personal space, if you hold this for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move, then you've got more of a strength exercise doing that as well. Okay, so get into another shape. There you go. Hands down on the floor now. That's it. Hand flat for balance. That's it. This hand up. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other hand down. And other hand up. So you're rotating now. Another stretch here. So remember to do that. Always off. Okay. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then that's training. So we've created space we can move in now, we've moved our force field, but again, that's quite, we're just on our feet, because we're trying to find different ways of moving. You could do a different balance. We did shoulder balances in class 3, so you can do that, or you could try a headstand doing it. Just trying to create some space with my legs around me. So we've explored your personal space, hopefully you're warm and more malleable now. Now we're going to have a look at moving around, exploring general space. Now, if you want to go outside, that's fine, or I'll try and do it on this little grid here to give you the idea, but obviously if you've got in the garden or in your drive, you'll have more space. So, thinking about exploring the space now, I can just move around the area, crawling. Here, turn my hips up. Go different directions here. We combine that with personal space. If I lift a leg up, for example, to reach up higher, this then becomes a thing. Might have you to work harder, you might have to shake your hands up. Okay, now change legs, or have a hand up as well. Or, as you can see that's harder, then you can start twisting around the space. Or here, up, there. And just by pushing up here, trying to reach up, over, around, there, up again. So here. exploring on your hands. Yeah. Okay, so Chris, you're just going to try and move on your hands and to the different areas here. We're thinking that most people's sitting rooms might have this amount of space, or some will have it. That's it. Good. So try and get to all the corners. Don't go over the corners. You've gone into the coffee table over there. Just straight on this area here. That's it. Yeah. Good. Okay, then flip the hips up. So you go up and down there. Good. That's it. So you're just exploring the space around you, going from corner to corner. There you go. Come back over here. This corner here. That's right. Okay, right. Okay, shake off if you need to. Then whilst you're moving, so either hips down, facing down, or hips facing up, thinking about something pushing upwards as well. So either a hand or foot pushing up in the sky. That's it. So you're trying to create as much space around you. That's it. Basically, what we're trying to be is one of those horrible on the tube, people on the tube who've taken up as much room sitting down as possible. This is my space, I'm protecting it. That's it. Now the difference between sides of the same leg. Good. There you go. Change legs. That's it. Okay. Keep going. Around. One hand up. Good. That's it. Oh, gone forward. That's it. And see if you can lift your leg, both legs off the floor for 1 point. Create more space in the air. Both legs up. That's it. And again. Both legs up. That's it. Good. There you got the China ornament. One more. There we go. And up. Okay. Now your arms. Yeah, there we go. So that one you want to think more duration rather than sets and reps. So you might want to move for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, shake off, and then another 20 seconds or 30 seconds and build up. And then you might build the ulti up.
Today we're working on body management and how to lift, raising and lowering, or lifting and lowering different parts. So we'll warm up, and you can just lift one arm up and down, the other arm up and down, and just get used to lifting body parts. I'm not really controlling the lowering, I'm almost letting them hang. So that's the idea, just do that. Then we go sideways. Simple stuff so far. Just get the idea. A bit more control on these ones, because if you fling your legs around, you might hurt the groin area. So that's the basic thing. I've lifted my arm and lowered it, lifted my leg up and lowered it, and I've done it forwards and sideways. So then you can do it behind. Did about 5 of these. There, simple. So then we can start thinking about different combinations. So if I lift up here and out to the side, that's a different movement. Change. Then so once you've got that idea, you notice I'm in standing. We can now work on 2 aspects. We can get you going faster, and that'll get your heart rate going, and then we can move slower and hold the movements at the end of the movements, and that works more on strength and range of movement. So for example, if I lift my leg out to the side and hold it for a count of 1, 2, 3. Not only working on balance, but I'm strengthening my hips here. So I'll just do 3 to the side there, just for purpose's sake, and then we can do that to the front again. Now, like I said in the introduction video a couple of weeks ago, that this is fine. Okay, what we don't want to do on this one is that. Okay, so we're just looking to hold and down. You just hold it, and you're strengthening your leg muscles here. Unlikely you're going to strengthen your arm muscles at the moment because there's not much weight to them. Okay, but we can make things harder by placing different points of the body on the ground. So here at the moment, same idea. Okay, but I've just got fixed. Instead of having 2 feet on the floor at the start,
I've got one hand, one foot, and I'm still going to lift here. Okay, so again, you can lift arm and leg. That's more strength work. As you can see, I'm having to control my body there. Or raising and lowering different body parts. I've just got my bottom on the floor here now, and I can lift up and down that. If this arm's getting tired, some of you can strengthen this arm as well just by holding it, but some of you might want to have two hands on the floor. Same idea. Okay, so, and I'm telling you now, because I'm in this twist position, that's also stretching here every time I go up. So I'm getting stronger by having to lift my body weight up. You can do that, hips facing up. So same idea. Raising and lowering, that's all we're doing. Raising and lowering, hold it. Make that harder, lifting one leg up. Okay, make that even harder by lifting one arm up at the same time. Ooh. As you can see, the balance goes there. So I'm doing 3 points of contact as two hands and this foot, and lifting up makes balance easier. Lifting this hand off as well makes the balance harder. There. So you've got lots of different combinations there. I'll do the other side now. I forgot what I was doing. Right, here we go. There we go. Lift up and down, up and down. And remember, the further away from your body this foot is, from the central part of your body, the more strength you're having to use because the lever is further away from you. Okay, so that's 2 points of contact, 3 points of contact here. Okay, so I've done that on my side, and I've done it with my hips up. I can also do it hips down now. If my knees are down, the levers are shorter, so it's a bit easier. So you can start lifting here, and again, the higher you lift, add rotation here, or I can lift here, or I can lift to the side, here, and combinations, oh, off there. Now for me there, my left shoulder's a bit tight, so that is actually quite hard work for me, and you will find that all different parts of your body feel differently. So it's a chance for you to explore the different places, go slowly at first and can hold it, and then you will learn which parts of your body are stronger and weaker. So this is body management, lifting and lowering. Then we can make it harder by taking your knees off the floor. Okay, same thing, same principle. Notice my back and backside should be quite stable or controlled, and that's these muscles here having to brace and move. But we're always moving, we're not static, that's why it's called the joy of movement. And then hand, as we harder because I'm having to rest my body weight on one hand. Okay, so there's the control here, but it's harder because I'm having to put all my upper body weight through one arm. So some of you might find that difficult to start off with, and then to make that harder, opposite arm and leg. Remember we did that. The other side. Okay, so if you just think all we've done is lifted arm and legs up, standing on the floor on the side, hips up, hips down, and just different combinations. And you'll find one arm up is relatively easy, one leg up is okay, but as soon as you're lifting arm and leg together, you'll find that quite a challenge, hopefully. Okay, so now we're going to see Chris doing some exercises, and to make sure we're filming this during the virus pandemic, so we're going to be conscious of social distancing rules. I'm going to move out of shot, but you'll hear my voice while Chris moves into shot. Okay, Chris, so what you're going to do now is some strength work, and you're just going to lift different arms and legs in random combinations and pause, okay? Arms a bit easy for you. You've got to pause though. 1, 2, 3 and down, good, yep. Yep, 1, 2, 3. Chris is quite young, he's a fencer, so he should be able to lift those legs a little bit higher than that, I think. There we go. Notice he's pointing his toes up to the ceiling, so you can either do that, try changing your foot position so your toes point at the camera. No, keep facing the camera, Chris, but keep your foot facing the camera the whole time. Your toes, that's it. And as you go to the side, keep your foot in that position. Now your foot's turned now.
Keep your toes pointing at the camera. Yes? Does that feel different? And then now do it with your toes facing the hedge. So even just by changing your foot position, you change the muscles that you're working in your legs. Can you feel that, Chris? There we go. All right, so try doing one on the floor now. So you can just try lifting one leg up. Okay, and then do it on the side. There we go. Yeah, good, and then just turn so your chest is facing the camera. Chest is, no, just go on your side now, turn sideways so your chest is facing the camera. That's it, and then do the same thing there. Yeah, does that feel different? Yeah. And then, yeah. And then leg facing toward, lift your leg towards the camera now. Front. There you go, so same C-strings, and now do an arc motion with your leg. You feel that? Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, well, have you done one with the hips up yet? Hips up. Yeah, so you're going in this position here, so your hips are facing the sky. That's it. There you go. So you just lift your hips up and down. Yeah, first. So some people might not just get your bottom up and down first, Chris. So remember, some people, yeah? There you go, good. And then you can lift one leg up, make the different positions, forward, back and side. You know, you can't do back, you can go side, yeah. That's it, yeah. And then try and make an arc, yeah. How's that? Tricky. There you go, yeah. Good. All right. Okay, now try doing that with one arm. Just seeing while you're there. I didn't do it from that position with one arm, yeah. That's it. Okay, and then do an arc with arm and leg. There we go. Right, so although he's ground to the floor, okay, if you go out of shot now, Chris. Right, so thank you. So Chris there was just trying to explore, and you can see that it's quite hard to do that. And again, once you've got those principles, you can create 5, 10 reps, or 10 reps is enough, I think, but then rather than do more than 10 reps, make the movement trickier for you. Okay, so have fun with that. And so here's a fun game you can have at the end. I've just put these obstacles down. I've got to try and move in this limited space without touching the cone. So, skipping around like this, okay, it's fine. Walking is fine. Oh, I've gone over a cone, that might be illegal, okay. I'm going to go around like that. Jumping, so I can just jump in different patterns here without touching the cones. All of those are reasonably simple. When you go down onto the ground now, they become harder. So I'm going to try crawling now and lifting my feet up in between the cones so that I don't touch them, almost as if they're electric, here, there, and switch one leg through there and here, and trying to avoid the cones. Chris, do you want to have a go at that? Here's fun again. Remember, you're just trying to find different ways of moving, lifting your hands and feet off the floor without touching the cones. Say that again. So Chris, what you're going to do is just try and move. So 2 feet is quite easy to balance. 1 foot is harder. So we always start at the bottom and then you can work your way up. If you can do this, both sides, that's great. Okay, so then we can gradually lift this foot further and further up, slide up here and stand here. Then you can do with your arms here, you can do this, I don't know why they do this, or this, or this, or this. So I think static is quite hard, but just moving your arms around, this might help you get your balance a bit better. Just by moving my arms in different shapes, like we've done before. Change, then make sure you do the other side. Again, you can do all of that with your foot down low, or here. So we've done 2 balances. Just working on it. Next one we're going to do is called a T-balance. So I'll demonstrate from the side. I'm going to tilt forward and hopefully my back is parallel to the ground with my leg. And I come back up. Do the other leg. A bit wobblier on that side, so you can see that I'm a bit wobbly. So try that, left and right. Now on that one, I was leaning forwards. I was leaning forwards here, and my arms are out for balance there. Then I put them forward like that. Now we've talked about stiff shoulders before. My shoulder's a bit stiff, so I can't really go there. So if you can't get your hands above your head, you're going to really hard doing this like Superman pose. The other way to do that is to lean sideways. So you still get the same T shape here. I've got this hand down here. Ooh, I'm going to go there. I'll turn my foot sideways there for better balance. Okay. Now, if I have one hand down, one hand up, that might balance. But if I try and get this hand up, which I find really hard, or there, you can see I'm still making the same T shape that way. So this way is slightly easier. And then this way, even if I turn, whoa, I'm wobbling, I'm going to go. So you can see I'm going from one T to the other T. And anytime you're moving in a balance, it's harder. So even if you go from here to here and back down, here to here and back down, that's changing your balance. But again, if you want to challenge yourself, you could go from tree pose to T pose to sideways T pose and do a better job of that. So spend a couple of minutes just working on those balances and shake off. So we've done standing balances. You can also balance on your side. So here, this is a side support position. So it's asymmetrical, but now I'm symmetrical. If I do my hand correctly, that's right. And then that is symmetrical as well. Okay, so I've got a side lying leg lift. And just doing this, lifting this leg up here, okay, you do a few of those, try 10 of those and see how your leg feels. I'll do 10 on this side, on the other for balance. Okay, do 10 with me. Let's go the other side and do 10 with me as well. Don't want to be asymmetrical in my muscles. Okay, oh, come up. And then you just go like that, and you might feel these muscles here, the gluteal muscles here working. So just to let you know you are working here, these balances. So once we've done that, then we can move in and out of that shape. Well, you might have to spend some time working up so you can do 10 each side. Don't worry if you can't do it at the moment. And the other thing is, obviously I could do it on my wrist there with the arm. If you want to make that slightly easier, you put the forearm down like this. And you can do it like that. And easiest of all is this. Well, I'm not really sure what this is doing by now, okay? So anyway, so you can come up to here if your wrist is sore, but preferably up here. Now, to do the balance, what we're going to do is go from one balance, and then you can go into 4 points, which is easier, and switch sides. Whoop, I've got the wrong leg up. Here. Okay, so I'm going to switch. So we're in a symmetrical shape here, asymmetrical here, symmetrical there, symmetrical, asymmetrical, symmetrical. Okay, so I'm going to do it without talking now, and just try, once you've got this hand and feet position, whether we can go to 4 points. The other thing we need to know about is 4 points. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I mean by a 4-point balance. And then this would be a 2-point balance. Okay, so I've got my shin and foot and hand here. So I'm just going to now try and show you some moves between that. Okay. all I was doing was going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 and trying to, 4's the easiest, trying to avoid 4-point balances where I can. Try that then. Just try going upside down and either think in your head, I've got to keep one hand off or one foot off or one hand and one foot. Okay, try that. So when you put a sequence of moves together like we just did, it's called a flow sequence, so flowing from one move to the other. So there's no really right or wrong, as long as you control. So if you suddenly fall down, it's hardly a flow, it's more like a torrent or gush. So just do what's even within your control. So just crawl in here, up, down, switch in there, push up, there, there. Did that quite fast. But the slower the movement, and it requires more strength and balance, so you can challenge yourself. And that's what we're trying to do, is flow rather than jerk like this. Okay. Before we go any further, we're going to go and get a broom or a mop, and I'll show you some stick exercises. Welcome back. And here we are. So now you've got that. So first of all, I've got this one, which isn't a broom or a mop, but it's just a stick. And we're just going to do this. And you can gently move the stick around your body here, and you'll do it from the sideways. So I'm just going here, and here, and here. Okay? And then we can add a circle. And the other way. Now, the longer the stick, the wider it is, the easier you'll be able to get your hands back over your shoulders, or hands back over your head like this. And then the narrower the grip, can't get very far at all, as you can see that here. Already my back's clacked there. So, challenge for you. Can you put the stick down, slowly bend up, and back like that? Notice I didn't bend my legs, but obviously, if you need to, you can. So I'm just reaching up there. That. The other things you can do with the stick are one hand up, one hand down, and cross over like this, and this way, and this way. Okay, so we just got a bit of movement there. Now, depending on, so young people, they can get bendy straight away, but I'm going to put this stick here, and I'm just going to try and twist under like that. Okay, so I've gone one way, my hand's the wrong way. Now, can I return? Oh, there, like that. Like I say, if you're younger than me or bendier, you can have a shorter stick, or if you're less stiffer, have a bigger stick. Okay, I'll do the other side. So I'll go underneath. I think, there we go. Don't want to get the mic messed up. So here I am here, and now I have to go back that way. All right, and if the stick comes off a little bit, it doesn't matter. Then you can challenge yourself by putting one hand on the floor, one hand on the stick like this, and you can just walk through and back like that. And I can try and do the same thing now with one hand on the floor like this. That might be a bit easier actually, I think. Maybe that's way, and come back this way. All right, so I'm leaning on that. Just make sure you've got good purpose on the ground. Make sure you do both sides. So I'm going to walk through. I can't remember which way I did now. I'm going to walk through this way. No, that's the wrong way. So I'm going to walk through this way here. Get my hand through like that. Still there. Don't grip too tightly. And then come back. Okay, I'll put my knee down there. As you can hear, I'm already out of breath, being a bit deconditioned, but it's just a fun way of just getting your back moving. So you don't have to use the stick for that, but it just gives you a different focus point.